Hello, everyone. My guest this morning is Paras Chopra. He is the founder and CEO of Wingify, an Indian-based, fast-growing software company that makes globally admired technology products like Visual Website Optimizer and PushCrew. With a background in computational biology, machine learning, and online marketing, along with web technologies, Paras started the company in 2009 and has been twice featured in the Forbes list. In 2014, the Forbes India 30 Under 30 list, followed by 2016 top promising young leaders and game changers under the age of 30 in Asia. He believes in customer obsession, innovation, and experimentation, along with failure and data-driven decisions. Paras, are you ready to take us to the top?
Thank you, Nathan. Thank you for the great intro.
You bet. Okay, so tell us about Wingify. What do you do and how do you make money?
Sure. So we have two products, like you said. One is Visual Website Optimizer, VW, and the other one is PushCrew. So VW is a A/B testing and conversion optimization platform. So primarily meant for e-commerce, B2B, and travel industry to optimize and increase the conversion rate. In fact, when we started in 2010, we were one of the first ones uh, to make A/B testing really, really simple. And from there on, it has evolved to add a lot more capabilities. And the second one, PushCrew, is a web push notifications platform that we started about 2 years back. And again, it's one of the pioneers in this growing market. And yeah, so you can say that we are into marketing technology space with two of these products that are complementary to each other.
And which one of them is larger for you in terms of revenue?
VWO.
Okay, so let's focus on VWO then. When did you launch that company?
2010. So yeah, it was 2009. It was beta, so launched and paid in 2010, and from there on, it's just grown for us.
And have you bootstrapped the company to date, or have you raised capital?
Yes, bootstrap. We haven't raised any funding.
Okay, got it. So you've bootstrapped the company, and what's team size today?
About 200.
Okay, 200 folks. Now, so tell me more about the customers using you. Do you have a customer story you can tell me and really dive into how they use you?
Sure. So I'll talk about a typical e-commerce customer. So it can be any e-commerce firm, but typically we work with mid-size businesses. So not very small e-commerce clients, like a one-person e-commerce shop will not be very good fit with. But anything on the mid-size or enterprise side, we work well with them. So how they use our product is they use it across different stages of conversion optimization. So, for example, they'll use our product first to analyze user behavior. So we have click maps, heat maps, session recording, surveys to really give insights to our customers on what's happening on their websites, why people are leaving their checkout pages, why they are not converting, what products they are liking, what they are not liking. So consider it like a user focused analytics capability. And from there, they analyze the user behavior and then use our second capability, which is more of a planner and prioritization capability. So they derive hypotheses from all the raw data on users. So by hypothesis, I mean typically conversion on landing pages and websites happen because there is social proof. People are convinced of the benefit, the price is right, and they're not confused, and so on and so forth. So that means that if the conversion is not as much as you'd like, some of the things on your pages are failing. So we help them really think through what's not right on their pages and then prioritize it. Because obviously, you can improve anything that you want, but what you improve first is a matter of this impact versus effort analysis.
And
So
Pras, what
from
are people
hypothesis,
for all of this stuff they're doing on the platform? What are people paying you on average? I mean, are you very much in the enterprise space or mid market, small
no,
business?
we have mid-market, definitely
Okay, so what do
mid-market.
people pay on average per
So,
month?
so you can think of it as something like maybe $300 to $500 per month.
Got it.
That range is the sweet spot where we play in.
Got it. So very, very much mid market. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
And now with this kind of product, I mean, I think this is a pretty competitive space too. You have like Optimizely, Google Website, Optimizer, things like that. What's your churn rate today?
So we don't talk about churn rate, but churn rate is higher in this market. It's higher.
So is that why you don't
As
talk about it because it's bad?
No, because it's very competitive, and it's one of the metrics that we are definitely very much focused on. And yeah, we'd like to really get a very good grip on it before we, really talk about it because right now there's various
Paras, what
factors
is
when it
high
comes to
churn
churn.
though? You said this space generally has high churn. I mean, what is high churn monthly?
I mean, if you consider from an A/B testing perspective or from an optimization perspective, I mean, the way I look at it, low churn is like products, SaaS products like CRM, Salesforce, that run someone's workflow that
Yeah, Paras, give me
contain someone's
numbers.
data.
When you give me a number, so are you talking 3% per month in the CRM space? Is good. I mean, tell me about your space. What do you
Yeah,
consider bad churn? Good. What is churn on average?
so I mean, you can talk about anything, say above 3% as a bad churn. At least that's how I look at
In
things.
terms of monthly logo churn?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and right now you guys churn more than that and you're working to get it below that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it depends on the size. Enterprises, we hardly have churn, but I mean, we have a spectrum of custom. For small businesses, definitely more than that.
Yeah, well, logo churn is irrespective of customer size. Revenue churn is a measure of that. So your gross logo churn monthly, you're saying it sounds like it's higher than 3%.
No, but even in logo churn, it depends on what plan people are on,
Yeah,
right?
but that's why you have revenue churn, because it actually takes into account ARPUs and it gives more credit to more paying customers. That's why there's two different
No,
metrics.
even in logo churn, it matters what type of the customer it is.
Yeah, sure.
In terms of are they
I mean, you can split
or
it down
not?
by cohort, but what I'm saying is the reason people measure revenue churn is exactly for that reason. It's to give credit to customers that pay you more money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you see typical churn, which is small businesses all have a higher cohort churn rate, both in a logo and retention basis, than larger companies. I mean, that's a given. But what I'm hearing you say is you feel like the optimization space notoriously has high churn and you're trying to figure out how to get a grasp on that right now.
Right.
So,
That's right.
So why are people churning?
I mean, two reasons. One of the reasons for that is that it's not as well defined as process as many other processes. So for CRM, for support, there is teams out there that own and drive the product. But for optimization, it's a growing industry. So you typically would have a marketer who will don multiple hats. So if a marketer at a small business is doing email marketing, SEO, AdWords, and also A/B testing, it's not that person's main responsibility. So it hasn't gone into the workflow for many businesses yet. But for businesses who have dedicated resources and teams for optimization and A/B testing, for them the churn is really low.
And where are
But
you?
it's just that a matter of time.
Yeah. And what have you kind of grown the company to today over the past 7 years in terms of total customers using you? You say 4,500 on your website. Is that still accurate?
Yeah, about 5,000 for VW and 1,000 for Push Crew.
Okay, again, we're just talking about your VWO right now. So about 5,000, and that's not users, right? Those are actual paying customers.
Yes.
Okay, and what are you growing at year over year? Would you say?
We're growing about double digit every year.
Okay, in terms of revenue.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. I mean, I can basically take 5,000 customers times and just take your minimum, right, of $300 a month that you said earlier. I mean, you guys are doing well north of 1.5 million bucks a month. Is that accurate?
Yeah. I mean, we talk about revenue, so we're doing about 18 mil per year.
Yeah. So that's 1.5 million a month times 12 as it gets you the 18. And you said you've about doubled year over year. So if I go back to December 2016, you were doing about what, 750 grand a month?
We've not doubled. I mean, it's between, say, double digits. So we again don't talk about our growth rate.
Double digits. I thought you said doubled.
Yes.
Okay, got it. So when you say double digits, I mean, you're saying higher than 10%, but lower than 100%.
Yes.
Okay. And why don't you talk more specifically about that? Why do you let that range be so big?
Because we're working on new products. We are working on our marketing strategy. So there's a number of things that are in flux when it comes to how we need to evolve. So,
well, yeah, but that's true. That's true for everybody. But people still submit data to Inc. 5000 for growth rates, right? So I won't try and pin you down on an exact number, but can we say generally you're growing between 20 and 40% annually? Is that fair?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay, I mean, is that accurate, or I don't want to say something inaccurate?
I wouldn't prefer talking about growth rate actually.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm happy to not talk more about that, but I want to understand. I'm trying to get in your head and understand why. Have you been flat because churn? Is that what the issue is? You're actually not growing that much at all?
No, we are definitely growing with Pushcrew new product. We've had an entirely new revenue stream. With VW, we're trying to move into mid market. So we're figuring out a number of things. Our marketing strategy, our product evolution. We launched CRO product
Yeah, Pras,
recently.
everything I hear you saying to me right now is this business has been flat because you're focusing on other things. I mean, that's what I hear you saying.
Yeah, we're working on a number of things there.
Yeah. And just to be clear, the $1.5 million a month, that's just from VWO, right?
It's combined, VW and Pushcrew.
Okay, so again, I want to make sure we only talk about one of your products so that we can focus. So the VWO product on the website, you have 4,500 customers listed. Is that the one you have 5,000 customers on, or no, there's 4,000 on that one?
Yeah, between 4,500 to 5,000. I don't remember the exact number.
But my point is just on VWO or on VWO plus Pushcrew? I just want VWO.
Yeah, VW.
Okay, got it. So, okay, got it. That's fair. And then let's fast forward a little bit into some of the other economics. So when you think about, I mean, you have a healthy business here in terms of monthly recurring revenue. You're trying to fix churn. What are you willing right now as CEO to spend to acquire a customer?
So we've not. So again, typically it's been, if you talk about say $300 per month, and from a lifetime perspective, I think lifetime would be anywhere north of say 12 months. So it again depends on a lot of factors in terms of cohorts, but typically since we've been bootstrapped, we spend say 1/6 of the LTV or 1/5 of the LTV. We haven't gone as far as like 1/3 or 1/12. We haven't been very aggressive.
Yeah. So one fifth of $300 a month for 12
Yes.
months. So 1/5 of $3,600 is about $720. And it means you basically get that money back in about 2.5 months for your payback period. Is that accurate?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay. Well, I want to make sure I'm not just saying that. These are numbers you're giving me. Is that accurate based off the numbers you're telling me?
Yeah, I don't know them on top of my head, but they are in this range.
Okay, got it. That's fair. And then where are you guys based?
Delhi and Pune, India.
Everybody?
Yes.
Great. That's all. And again, you mentioned your team says there's about 200 folks out there in Delhi. So good stuff. Let's wrap up here with the famous five. First question here. What's the last business book that you read?
Last business book. Interesting. I read a lot of books. I can talk about.
Just what's the last book you read?
Actually, I read this book by, it's called Inadequate Equilibria. It's about how incentives in the system drive
what
the
is
system
it called?
behavior. Inadequate Equilibria.
Inadequate Equilibria?
Yes.
Okay, Inadequate Equilibria. Good. Number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
Jeff Bezos. I think I admire him.
Number three, besides your own, what's your favorite online tool?
I'd say that should be Gmail.
All right. Number four, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
9 hours.
Well, that's good. And what's your situation? Married, single, you have kids?
Married.
Any kids?
No.
Not yet. All right. And how old are you?
30.
All right, Pras, last question. Take us back 10 years. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
I wish I knew about strategy, and I wish I knew about moats.
You mean creating a moat around your business?
Yes.
Yep. So maybe how to create a defendable business.
Yes.
Very good. All right, guys, there you have it from Pras. He wishes he would have figured out and understood kind of moats earlier on in his life. He's currently trying to build one with his company VWO. It's one of two products, but it's certainly the bigger one. He launched it in 2010. The team is now 200 folks, again, helping enterprise or mid-market customers paying between $300 and $500 a month optimize their websites, their e-commerce sites, their flows in general to drive more sales. They're doing about they're growing in terms of double digits year over year. Bootstrap doing about $1.5 million a month right now. That's about $18 million annually. They're churning more than 3% of their customers in terms of logos each month, but he's working on driving that down. Willing to spend about $720 to acquire a customer worth about $3,600. So healthy LTV to CAC ratio, and he gets paid back in about 2.5 months. Pras, thank you for taking us to the top.
Thank you, Nathan. Bye-bye.